don't know, mate. I don't know. I can't keep up with the MCU. It's just as each passing day happens, I really just don't give a shit about this DC universe, this Snyder Cut anymore. I really don't. I'm going to get to the day before the Snyder Cut, and I'm just going to be like, oh, it's out. Whereas like a month ago, I'd been like, yeah, let's watch it. Now I'm just like,
Jared Leto Joker's in it.
But he just looks like a Marilyn Manson fanboy. He looks like a Comic-Con costume. He just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good title.
Marilyn Manson fanboy.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Podcast episode 136, and Connor is talking about the Jared Leto Joker, not anything that's weird.
No. No, not Marilyn Manson's fanboy. Sorry, DC.
I get
Sorry,
what you mean,
Snyder.
like, in terms of like the set photos and the way he looks. And stuff. It is a bit sort of like it's a departure. What do you think? Because you tagged me in the thing of like he's addressed the no face tattoos. What was that actually? What did he actually say?
No, so how I understood it was that it was just going to be in the dark dimension. Check that. My review part 3. Cheap plug. No, but in Snyder's evil, in the dark side dimension. What is it called? The Nether Sphere. That's from something completely. What is it called? Dark side's alternative realm. Yeah. Like the future that Ben Affleck was teasing us in Batman v Superman. That dimension. yeah, that. The Nightmare Realm. Fuck it, I'll just call it Nightmare Realm.
Yeah.
I think that's where it is, and that Joker isn't the same Joker from Suicide Squad. In lockdown with the rest of us, growing his hair out and deciding to get laser surgery to get rid of his tattoos. Because that was my main question: is why have they at least got rid of his face tattoo? He might have the rest of the photos just even wearing a garb.
Yeah, in what seems to be an Arkham-like facility.
Or he might be like a mental home or something, but because it's in black and white, we can't really make out any more detail than that, which could help, might not help. Maybe Snyder doing it in black and white maybe says that there isn't anything going on. Maybe he's just in a boring room like this. Maybe it's a nothing photo, but they've made it mysterious because it's in black and white. I don't know. It might be nothing.
Do you reckon he's just trying to use every penny of the budget that he's got to finish this? He's like, fuck it, let's make it.
Basically, yeah. His savings, all of his savings, yeah. It is 4 hours though. That's the only thing I think we do know. It's definitely like 4 hours, over 3 hours. Definitely nearer to 4.
Yeah, like 4 hours. But also he confirmed, I think, in I don't know what it was on, but said that it's going to be a 4-hour movie. Like you can watch it in parts, but it's not made as a mini series. Even though you can watch it in those ways, like other parts are on with us.
Yeah.
Also wants territories.
Well, let's just rephrase that. Let's just rephrase that. America and right. Okay, I was just going to get onto that. American can watch it as a 4-hour, mini-series, however they want to fancy. Whereas us, UK, United Kingdom, we're screwed. Oh, and everywhere else. Oh, where is HBO Max? Is it everywhere else? Is it only in America? I don't know.
Only in America.
Is it only in America?
I don't know. As far as I know, it hasn't got releases in other major territories yet, but
no. That's how yeah.
There's nothing I really need on HBO Max.
Justified, yeah. Justice justified.
Have you seen the price of Disney Plus going up?
Yeah.
£80 for the year?
£8.99. Yeah, £80 for the year. I know, that's mad.
That's insane. Like, the fact that it's because they're putting... Do you think it's because they're solely putting Star... By the way, everyone, we've got to do in the intro that we talk about nerdy stuff, pop culture nonsense. We're just filling everyone's time during this mental crisis that is. But any long-time subscribers, you already would have known that. If anyone's been here from episode 1 onwards somehow, I feel really
some way, let us know. Yeah, exactly. I feel sorry for you too. No, but yeah, it's because of stars. That's why the price has gone up. Yeah, it's purely because of stars.
30% increase though. That's insane.
It's naughty.
It is.
It's naughty. Unless they're promising to really give us the whole archive like in the first month, and then you get your money's worth like straight away. I don't know. I really don't know.
$5.99 a month, $59.99 for the year compared to the price after saving.
What is it like March 28th?
After which monthly and annual prices will increase at time of renewal. So I'm guessing the people that signed, because we signed up for. Did you do the year when it first came out? Like when did the whole.
No, I went monthly. I think I went monthly. Yeah, I just went
I
monthly.
did the Thanos snap because they did the thing of like, oh, we'd like reduce the price of the snap. So they did the first year for $49.99, which is just a mad saving.
Right, yeah.
On the yearly.
Yeah.
Getting it for like £4 a month, like works out to. And then the next year would have been $59.99. But then I think they're saying that anyone who's done like the first year and then already expecting their second year to come out and be the £60 one, that then the next year after that will be like having
will be the new charge. Yeah.
Still
that's that'll be fair play. Well, yeah. It wasn't part of the day one announcement. You weren't like, yeah, guys, because we know we bought Fox and everything. We're not going to do it in the first 6 months, so we'll keep it hush-hush until a year or two down the line. You know, I don't know. They could have just said about it, yeah. They could have just warned us right from the beginning and said this was going to come at some point. But we were thinking of doing this, yeah.
Because, like, what, Netflix goes up, but, like, every couple of years or so. Like,
it does, yeah.
Like $4.99 when Netflix first launched, and that was for a good couple of years. Like, just for the basic one. And then, obviously, like, increased demand, putting money into productions and stuff, then
HD
means then increasing stuff. But it's literally, it's been 2 years? No, it's been a year. It'll be 2 years for America at the end of this year, won't it? It was 29. It was just before Rise of Skywalker,
is this just Disney Plus?
Yeah. Like,
yes, it was. Yeah.
And then we'll have had 2 years, like, next Easter, and, like, they've already put it up by
30%. We would have, yeah.
Like, to go from $5.99 straight to $8.99 for monthly, that's a big difference. Because a lot of people can't just, you know...
Yeah.
Do you think this will turn some people off?
It. Possibly. But I think... I don't know. I think it will, though, because like to break the internet algorithm, to really get the internet going, half this content right now, you can stream currently on Prime, Now TV. If you know where to look, legally, of course, you can probably watch it right now, like before is it the 23rd? I thought it was the end of Feb, but it's...
Yeah, 23rd of Feb.
So, but even before the 23rd, you've got, like, what's the date today? At the time recording, what is the date? By the time this comes out... Yeah, so you've still got, like, just under 2 weeks left of searching. If there's anything in particular you want to watch, or if you just want to wait for Disney, then you can wait for Disney. You can still search for stuff.
Well, yeah, like...
And watch it elsewhere.
Scrubs and Buffy and stuff are still on all four, which is free. Like, so does that then...
Right, yeah, okay.
Does that come off of there, or does it stay on there? Because if it
then
stays
come
on
off.
there, is anyone going to be like, well, I'd rather just...
Watch it for free,
like
yeah.
If they're on stuff like that, or if they're, like you said, on Netflix or Prime...
It might depend on, like, the contracting, the licensing-ish stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That after that date, it's all going to start
it might vary from country to country. It might vary from country to country or something, yeah. Yeah, probably. Slowly. It won't all be at once. It won't be like 23rd of February, bam, you're all gone, but it might be...
Expect, like, the month
you'll have a short notice.
Like
goodbye, yeah, Thanos, just, yeah.
Literally snaps away half of the...
Possibly.
Possibly.
Well, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Star, but I'm not, like... I think that's a bit of a shitty move.
Ecstatic.
I expected it to go up in the next couple of years. Just for, like, the fact that the amount they're getting recognition for, like, Mandalorian being up for Golden Globes and that already. And the amount... You can
incredible,
see the amount
I know.
They're putting into production and stuff like that, that it's going to go up to... Up production, essentially. Some of it will go towards that. And it's... Just for 30% for just another... Like, it's not even like an add-on. Like, if it was like an add-on service, like, you know, with Prime, you get like Stars Play or whatever.
The different channels and stuff, which you can choose to subscribe to or not. Yeah,
just putting it as another section, like your Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, like all of them. It's just like another one of them. So I don't.
It's included. You don't have no say in the matter. You just it's part of the subscription now, whether you like it or not. Yeah.
And I think if they didn't have shows that I was enjoying, like Mandalorian and WandaVision, I'd probably debate getting rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For all the stuff that's in there, the amount of films that are in there that I know that I will watch I own. and other stuff is just it's not stuff that I've watched in the last
elsewhere
5-6 years, so I'd probably not miss it, or I'd seek it out elsewhere. I don't know. It's still interesting.
Exactly.
I look forward to it, and if it's going to be worth it, because are they going to then if they then put it into making shows and then having say like they put all of Always Sunny in the star bit, and some of that went to funding.
Yeah.
Because how does that work? Is that going to stay on Netflix? Is that going to then come over?
Oh.
Things like that, because all the shows they're going to start.
The amount of viewers they will lose. The amount of viewers they might lose.
That's the thing.
Or if it's real diehard people, they'll be like, sod it, let's continue. But yeah, you might be right. It might be that the next Disney Plus streaming series of season 24 of Always Sunny, but then a lot of new people, it might work for the Disney Plus audience, because they'll be like, hang on, this isn't animated, this isn't like kid friendly, why are they in the pub drinking alcohol? It might attract more audience for the Disney Plus people, but then the majority of people must use Netflix more than Disney Plus still, and even I suppose Prime is still what competition to Disney. And like you say, you'll lose that audience, but then it could benefit Disney and
Prime's
get
a
few more people. I don't know. It is Prime's an anomaly in all of them.
I think because Netflix were the first major streaming service.
Big, yeah.
So they've made all the mistakes.
Yeah, Netflix
Everyone
was
else
the
has
OG.
sort of gone, all right, we do what they're doing, but we just won't make these mistakes. Like that's
We'll just adapt the formula. Yeah.
Netflix are they're constantly commissioning, cancelling. Like, and they've worked out the majority of the kinks. They set the trends, but stuff like Disney Plus and like I think BritBox was trying to be like that. It's like it's refining their thing. That's why you've got like your HBO Maxes and things like that. It's Netflix have sort of like just been drained of ideas, and as much as I think everyone's it's a default. It's like a default for everyone to have that now. But I think that
absolutely, yeah.
They could be finished off if they take all of their Fox stuff out of everywhere else. They could
potentially. It could have a stake. Yeah. It could have a stake for sure. Yeah.
People are going to still come back for the Netflix originals, but when you know that they're that like unsure of their future, because stuff that's doing well can get cancelled or just left and never picked up again. It's a strange one. It's a different step in the streaming service war, really, isn't it? Everything.
So yeah, now it's not just the movie industries; it's now the streaming industry that could be changing. The streaming.
Should we carry on moaning about Disney for a little second, because they shut down?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they're in the process of shutting down Blue Sky Studios.
I saw that this morning. Yeah.
Which is part of the Fox banner, which created 13 movies, including the Ice Age films, the Rio films. I mean, there was only 2 of them. And Robots, which was really good.
Robots from 2005, right?
Yeah,
that
like
Robots.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor, Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Watched that again the other day.
Yeah, okay, that one.
It's a really fun film. It's a shame, but
okay.
I expected it, because you see how they've streamlined everything at Fox Searchlight and stuff like that, and then it'll be like 21st Century Pictures or Productions, and those arms then become part of the bigger machine, which is Disney, because they don't need another animation studio. I assume that whatever other studio, like that will sort of be liquidated and absorbed by the majority of their Walt Disney Pictures and stuff like that, and all the other things they own, so then they can still make those movies, but they don't need another animation studio to now make them.
Do you think they'll just slick? Do you think, for the sake of it, do you think they'll just slick on the Pixar the banner on it, just to make sure that they get the message that this is a Disney movie, but we won't have the Pixar animation? Do you think?
I don't think they'll put the Pixar. I don't think they'll put the Pixar team on that. I think they'll hopefully have people from those studios then sort of, not all of them, but
still working on their
and brought on as staff and have them in a Disney studio, but they'll probably because what was it they did for Avengers? Avengers was still put out as a Paramount thing at the beginning. They'll probably do something like that, so they know we still make it look like it's this isn't a Pixar thing. This is us putting out the stuff we know.
Our thing.
But that's if they want to still make those kind of movies. But there is still a market for those.
Well,
those things there. It's sad.
I just think, what more can you do for animation? What more can you do for animation? Because animation, I'm not saying it's a limited genre by any means, because you have movies like Spider-Verse where you get the creative visual people that can make that type of animation. Like, but you don't want that for every movie. You want that type of effect to come on like once along in a while to make it fresh and exciting. I'm not an expert in animation. Like, I'm still kind of zoned out with Pixar. I'm sort of more up to date with Pixar than I am with my general Walt Disney animations. But in terms of modern animations as well, like Spider-Verse is the most up-to-date thing I've watched in terms of animation. Series is a bit different, but even with films, I don't know what more they can do to like make it fresh and keep it visually like different. Because the Pixar film, as good as it is, with movies like Soul, their concepts are cool, and like sure, technology and money are forever growing for that company, so they can make their stuff look beautiful, but it's still the same traditional formula. We all know the Pixar style, so I don't know what they can do to make it eye-popping. Like, yeah, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on animation. I don't know what more they can do to make it different and original anymore, as such.
Yeah, I understand 100% what you mean. They saturated the market, but they also have to keep it in a way to keep everyone engaged, don't they? Because if they just churn out the same old spiel, then everyone's just going to be like, oh, well, this is dead.
Yeah. I prefer live action. Yeah, exactly. It'd just be like, no, I want live action.
Speaking of live action, apparently the CW has ordered a pilot for a live action series of the Powerpuff Girls.
What?
Yep. The
I've not heard of this. What?
Original.
Oh no.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Sugar.
Spice, and everything nice. And then chemical X, and then they get their little girls with superpowers.
Really?
Yeah. That's apparently what the CW want.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Would it be part of the Arrowverse? That's my only question.
Well, I don't know. Can it be?
Well, no, just no. I'm only saying that because the CW make everything Arrow related, and I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm just like, really? They're running out of shows. They're running out of shows. I don't know.
Cancelled Arrow. What do we need? What's the closest thing to Arrow?
Well,
my Powerpuff Girls. That's it. Coming next year.
Right there.
Action Dexter's Laboratory. Teaming up with Ed.
Oh my god. Jimmy Neutron as a guest cameo. Jimmy Neutron. Well, actually, that probably weren't. That was Nickelodeon. That's Nickelodeon, I think.
In there. SpongeBob. Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'd watch it out of interest, but I'd sort of be like, this is the most pointless.
Yeah, sure.
In the
I wouldn't go into it thinking I'm expecting an Oscar-worthy, adult-worthy like bit of my time. But if I really enjoyed it, I'd keep it to myself. I'd keep it to myself. Oh no! And it's mind-boggling for sure.
WandaVision. A lot to talk about that this week, haven't we? You sent me the. Is this a definite confirmed release date for You Season 3?
I've got an updated thing from that because basically I shared that because my mate shared it, and bless him, he just sees things and shares it, and I thought because it was an Instagram post that he sent it to me through WhatsApp. It's fake. It's from the same people that did the sex education poster and stuff. It's the same sort of spiel. It was fake.
Fucking bastards.
I know. I was so annoyed. No, I genuinely... Well, I sent it to my other mate and he even sent me like, is it real? I said to him, we haven't heard anything else otherwise. And then I searched this morning and yeah, they said like an hour after this image was posted, it was fake. So, yeah. Netflix came out and said, well, I can't remember the exact post, but it was basically, well, we didn't know anything about this. Yeah. So, yeah, it's fake. To me. It's fake. Yeah.
But that is...
It's fake.
That's due out... Is it the end of this year? At some point?
I thought so. That's the thing. That's why, in my mind, it was plausible. Yeah. But the thing is, You is based on a book. Like, the 2 seasons have been based on 2 books. And as far as I'm aware, the authoress, because I think it's a female author. Is that it? Authoress? I don't think she's written the 3rd book yet. So I don't know whether this is going to be an original pitch or she has to write a book to then make the season. I don't know.
Along the lines, like Game of Thrones, like we'll tell you the rough things that happen.
Well, maybe that'll be. I mean, maybe that might be the end of the show. So maybe she better not do that if she's a fan of Game of Thrones. I feel it can't go on forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last cliffhanger was great, and
and I think that would be it'd be like a nice trilogy. Like for the
it
last
would,
season
a
to
trilogy
be him
exactly.
on the back foot, because he is like Penn Badgley he's a great actor.
Oh, he's wicked! I love him. I love him. I'd be mental. I'd be over ecstatic if he was in the MCU one day. I don't know who the hell you would cast him as, or how he would pop up in something, but I would be ecstatic. Okay, what? I like that face. What? For who?
How would you feel, Penn Badgley?
I don't know.
As Cyclops.
As. Ooh. Ooh. But who would pair with him as a Jean?
As a Jean. As a Jean.
Because he was in Gossip Girl. Before he was in Gossip Girl, and obviously that show is none other than about girls. Sorry guys to confuse you, but it's about girls. So he was paired up with women in that.
I don't know. I don't. I'd have to get back to you on.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
On Jean Grey, but would he work for you as a Cyclops type character? Because we've seen him as like horrible, and then wouldn't it be nice?
Oh, he's right, dickhead. Yeah.
Like the actual all-out hero, and he gives me a James Marsden feel, but with better.
Yeah, for sure.
More behind him, because James Marsden suffered from. We're not really going to write you in this. You just turn
sorry, mate.
Do what you want in the background. Or I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
What MCU characters don't like? Reed Richards, maybe. If you don't get John Krasinski.
Fuck it. Yeah, I can see him in the blue like spandex thing. Yeah. And Emily Blunt as Invisible. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you didn't,
I won't knock him. No.
Who else? I'm trying to think of who doesn't exist in it.
Harry Osborn? A Harry Osborn-ish figure? But even though the age difference is quite... Yeah, no, scrap that. The age difference is quite odd.
What about... Kraven the Hunter?
Jesus! What, in a flashback? What, in a prequel Kraven the Hunter movie?
No, like, it could be Kraven.
Because apparently that... Just legit Kraven. A Shocker. Even though we knew who Shocker was in Homecoming, but if Shocker was... I don't know, he could be a Shocker. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
King Shark?
Everyone's
trying to think of another...
It's hard, isn't it? I can't see him as a Ghost Rider.
I could see him as Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
There's an argument for Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider to be him, like down and out and sells his soul. Not a Robbie Reyes, I don't think.
No. Or like I say, a Moon Knight's pretty much Oscar Isaac. I don't know.
He would have been a good.
I don't know. A Moon Knight.
Fucking sick as Moon
Yeah.
Knight. It's hard to think of people.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, let's like suddenly like try and find a fucking Marvel character that he could work as that's mainstream enough to get fucking following, but also not been cast yet.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to fall into all those brackets. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we come back.
A twist Quicksilver. The third Quicksilver.
Oh, talk about that. Hang on.
Oh no, it's Magneto.
Yeah.
No, you weren't going to go with Magneto. Oh no.
Alan Fassbender.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't see him as a purple.
Olsen, albeit not by much. He could be an alternate. I don't know. It's hard. I would have said he would have made a good mistake.
It is really. A Doctor Doom, right?
Doctor Doom. Fuck it. Ben Bagley as Doctor Doom.
Scar up his face. If you don't like his face, you can wear the mask a little bit. I don't know. A Doctor Doom, sod it. I don't know.
Neither do I. But what I do know is, maybe Jason Momoa's Knuckles in the Sonic 2 movie.
Yeah. I don't particularly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, voiceover roles don't bother me because half the time when I look up filmographies and stuff, I don't realise that this character was that actor. So yeah, I'm fine with whatever really. I don't sit up and think about voice actors as such. I do think.
I think that's something
about live action more.
Jason Momoa would be a decent Knuckles.
Yeah, it's different. It's different for him too, so it'd be another thing to his resume. Yeah, I'd be up with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I enjoyed Sonic for what it was. It turned out not shit. It wasn't the best superhero movie of that year. That was
that sort of thing. No,
Pikachu was like it was.
I wouldn't even say. Sorry, it was the best like game adaptation movie either. It's on the right track, but it's not like the best one.
I think it made too many mistakes early on, didn't it? It was like this is just a kids movie. There's a video game. Whereas if they'd have thought of maybe targeted towards the people that played those games and enjoy those games, and
exactly tied it directly.
I think then that would have been a slightly different story. But I don't know.
Huge. Yeah, mate. I think that's what the sequel needs to do regardless. I think it does need to sort of tie into the Sonic fan base and the Sonic canon and then really sort of take us to that layer of the worlds that they're trying to make.
Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman.
Eggman. Because, I mean, they teased that in the post-credits, right? He showed his head's... Well, he legit looks like an egg, yeah. Over the top Jim Carrey. Like, get it from the 90s. Granted, he's like 20 years older. Yeah, sub it. Make us like full-on Eggman. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be the next step. And then give us Sonic in the third... give us Shadow in the third movie, sorry. Give us Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow. Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Like a dark, but quite cool version of Sonic.
Yes. Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's Keanu Reeves. Dark, but cool and mysterious. Yeah, tall. Tall? Is he tall? I don't know. What's his height? Is he tall?
He's slightly taller than Sonic, and his quills at the back sort of like curve around it. Because they're sort of like... Because he's like Sonic, but it's cool, and he's black, and he's got a red streak in his hair. It's like, what?
He's hip.
And then he's fucking, whatever, who was the white one?
Silver. Yeah, he wasn't quite white, he was silver, but yeah, no.
I feel like there was a
yeah, he was called Silver. He legit was called Silver.
Is there a fourth one?
Hmm?
Was there a fourth Sonic-esque hedgehog?
Sonic, Shadow, Silver, Knuckles, Tails. No, not that. Metal Sonic is Robot Sonic. It's evil Eggman created Sonic robot.
Like,
that's all it is. It's just a robot Sonic.
But it runs fast.
Yeah, exactly. But a little blue hedgehog. Yeah, but Robot Sonic, Metal Sonic. Yeah, I think that's all there is, really, in terms of hedgehogs. That I kept up to date with. Unless, like, in the last couple of years, they've added, like, a green hedgehog. There's a fucking rainbow hedgehog, a turquoise hedgehog. I don't know.
So many things.
I don't
even. Jamie Lee Curtis is in the Borderlands movie. Yeah,
but as Tannis, I mean, you've played the games, so I know like the characters and stuff. But I don't know as Tannis though. She don't seem a Tannis-y figure to me. Like, do you know the character, or have you not?
Well, since I played ventured in, I know roughly who you're on about.
Yeah,
Tannis. Yeah and no. Maybe it. I think it could. It depends what...
Yeah.
Are they going for a direct thing
they do
the
with
game bits, or are they doing like is it before or is it after? When is it in terms of the Borderlands timeline?
But it's Eli Roth as well, and he likes doing his own sort of take on stuff. So it might not even be remotely accurate to the game. It might just be his twisted vision of it. I don't know. I don't know.
One or two ways though, can't it? Like an artistic vision.
I wouldn't mind Kevin Hart as Roland, because Roland in the games was a bit of a boring... No one played as him in the games, but he's sort of super serious. So when you get someone like Kevin Hart, it could inject some life into that character, but I immediately wouldn't go comedic with him.
Against type, really, as well.
Yeah.
Give him something serious to do. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, he could... Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm 100% curious, but I kind of want to know more, like you say, if it's going to be a more adaptation, if it's something completely original, or if it's before the games, or if it's in its own sort of alternative take universe thing. Like, I kind of want to know a few more details about what they're actually trying to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still in very early stages from the sound of it, as they're just sort of trying to cast people. So we ain't going to probably see it for the next, like, 5-ish years. So I probably won't care about this by then. I don't know. Borderlands coming to a theatre near you soon. One day.
Maybe one day. And the actor Christopher Plummer died last week, aged 91. Most recently to fans in Knives Out as was it the
Lord Lord Frumber, yeah.
And well, he replaced Kevin Spacey in All the Money in the World, and obviously Sound of Music.
Oh, okay.
91 years old. Not from COVID, as far as we know. So a good innings and a celebrated life. Really, he did a lot, and it's a shame to lose another big name.
Another icon, yeah. So, another name.
Just want to quickly say rest in peace, Christopher Plummer, really. And
I need to check more of his filmography out now. I actually might check all this stuff. I feel like I haven't seen him apart from Knives Out, which sounds bad, but I don't know. Knives Out was sort of my introduction to him, really. But
introduction to for a lot of people, really, wasn't it? Should we get into the Marvel stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but where are we beginning? Are we going to
finish with one?
Yeah, sorry, yes. Sure, okay.
We'll talk about the Falcon Soldier trailer in a sec. We'll just do the round up the little bits. So, James Gunn has said that his Disney Plus Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special will lead directly into Volume 3.
Right,
after we talked about how him and Taika Waititi are collaborating on scripts so that they know that the characters mesh together really well in that movie. Kat Dennings is doubtful she'll be back as Darcy in Thor: Love and Thunder after WandaVision. She said, I've not gotten the call yet, so probably no, because that's in principle photography at the minute. Natalie Portman's just arrived for that.
Yeah, that's right.
Reports that Willem Dafoe might be in Spider-Man 3. Apparently he's been spotted on the set and might reprise his role as Norman Osborn. What do you say
back
to
to
that?
formula. Back to formula. Well, I don't know. They really seem to be going for it. They really seem to be going for it. Will we get a Topher Grace cameo as Eddie Brock? If not Venom, but as Eddie Brock. I don't know. Will we get a shot for David Hugo?
And Tom Hardy.
Together in the same room.
Venomverse.
Yeah.
Venom versus Venom.
The Venomverse.
God.
Oh, no.
Fucking worse.
Carnage is meant to be out in 4 months' time. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, whatever it's called, that's meant to be out in like 3 or 4 months. And there was no trailer at the Super Bowl because that was meant to get in the trailer, but it didn't.
Well,
there's been no news on
you see
Venom 2.
The statistic that was last Super Bowl, only 4 trailers shown actually came out. Like those things actually came out that year.
Right.
That's insane.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, the Super Bowl's all digital this year. It was fucking the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs, I think. And the only major thing that I saw two. I saw the Falcon Winter Soldier full trailer because that comes out. We got a release date for that. Like you said, we'll get into that in a sec. And Fast and Furious 9. And that's like
I did, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the thing that I'll watch. But Hobbs and Shaw aren't in it, so is it going to lead directly into them going to the last one? I don't know. I'm not really fussed. We'll get into. We should maybe. Have we done Fast and Furious? Have we talked about that on here?
I feel like we've at least talked about Hobbs and Shaw before. We've kind of briefly gone over them.
Like we've done a thing like when it comes out. I feel like we then did all the Fast and Furious movies briefly.
Because I think that's when I got super serious about watching franchises. Because it literally was like the week before Hobbs and Shaw. And that's when I did all 8. That's when I was like, right, I did the first one, hated it. Did the second one, really liked it. The third one is the one that gripped me. Unpopular opinion. And then, 4, 5 is wicked, 6 was good. I really enjoyed 7, and then 8 was great. And then Hobbs and Shaw was, as we know, amazing. It's just a good one-off.
Yeah, we had that, yeah. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I feel like,
It's not
yeah.
that shit to remember anymore, isn't it? We're at a point where I
Well, it feels like a lifetime ago, in all honesty.
Oh, mate.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Like the pictures that come up today of your birthday, because it was Connor's birthday, we forgot to mention.
Yes!
He's now 23 million years old. Or at least.
Oh, mate, and I'm looking downward for it. 23 million.
Yeah,
I'm older than Matt Smith.
Matt Smith's 38.
In Time the Doctor.
Matt Smith's 38.
Oh, okay, not 38 million, no?
He was 26 when he got cast. You know they've been doing that thing of
Jesus.
like, so and so in their 20s, so and so in their 20s. Like the main.
Yeah, right.
The main ones I've seen have been like there's a lot of Doctor Who ones like Paul McGann in his 20s, Paul McGann in the 20s, and it's like there is no difference. He is eternally young. Like
yeah, he's definitely Paul Rudd. He's the English Paul Rudd.
Yeah, oh, literally. Fucking imagine him in Ant-Man. This suit fits perfectly. It was one I saw was yesterday. It was Matt Smith at 38, Matt Smith in 38, and then the in 38 was from Let's Kill Hitler. And it's like,
oh wow! Oh,
and someone was like, it's mad. Like, is this a picture for a Comic-Con appearance, whether it's online or like a signing thing, like for this year? And someone was like, it's mad how he's aged in the last year, because like doing the Crown and that, he still looked the same. But now he's reached a point where he's starting to.
Yeah.
But he still looks young, a la Paul McGann. He's like New Who Paul McGann, mainly because he got the role so young. So he's going to be around for the next fucking 20, 30 years, still being fucking specials. All I'm saying is I want 11 with 13 and 12. Don't bring up no one that we expect.
Yeah, at least. No, keep it original, keep it different.
Or 6, 8, 9, 13.
Ooh. Yeah. Nice blend of classic.
And then throw Tennant in the Time Vortex. A la Tom Baker in Five Doctors.
Exactly. He could be in it, but he won't be part of the story. Yeah, exactly. He could just sit out of it.
Stuck in the bloody Time Vortex. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Alonzi. He's 50. David Tennant's 50 this year. Paul McGann's 62. What the fuck?
Jesus. Paul McGann, 60? Oh, God. He don't look 60. I would have said late 40s. Jesus, no. Oh, no.
Oh, God, he's a cool
Time is literally, like... he's literally writing their lives away.
He's literally not... He's less than 10 years younger than Peter Capaldi.
Oh no, that's sad.
Peter Capaldi looks bad, but Peter Capaldi looks older because he was the oldest Doctor since Hartnell.
Exactly. How old then is Sylvester? How old is Colin Baker? How old is Davison? That's what I want to know now. Are they like 70 to 80?
Interrupting this to say how old Doctor Who's are.
Yeah. I'm curious now. I've never really thought about it until this conversation. Jeez, I wouldn't have said Matt Smith is 40 though. I feel ashamed for him though.
He was literally like he turned 27 filming Series 5. I remember he turned 30 filming Series 7. That's insane.
It's been at least 10 years since that's passed. So, oh, Jesus. Oh, it's bad.
Fuck. Capaldi's 62.
62, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Peter Davison is 69. Peter Davison is 69. So they're only, 7 years apart from each other?
Matt Smith is 38.
Yeah, not being funny, but Capaldi was...
Jesus.
Sylvester McCoy. I want to know how... 77? Sylvester McCoy is nearly 80.
David Tennant will be 50 in April.
He will be... Okay.
Christopher Eccleston is 56. So he's 6 years younger than Capaldi.
Paul McGann, 62. No, 61. 61.
Well, guess
Tom
what?
Baker, how old is good old Tommy?
There's 1 year's difference between Capaldi and McGann.
McGann? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but Capaldi, he needs a bit of surgery. Like, no, it's genetics, but
He's had a much harder life.
you wouldn't have said that just by looking at them. Well, Tom Baker is 87. He's almost 90.
Colin Baker is 77.
Tom Baker really is the curator.
Yeah, Tom Baker's fucking... Oh, God. When he dies, I'm going to be so sad.
How old was Troughton? How old was Troughton when he died? He, 1920, 1987. Oh, 67. So Troughton was 67. So older than a couple of the doctors today.
John Pertwee was 76.
And okay, so he's... Okay. Hartnell was... Well, why is it not to tell me? Hartnell. 67. So Troughton and Hartnell were the same age when they died, I think.
That's madness. That is insane.
Yeah, they were both 67. Jeez, yeah, Troughton and Hartnell were both 67 when they passed away. Like, different years, different times, but both at 67. That's quite tragic, actually. I didn't realise that was the case.
Troughton and Pertwee both...
You said Pertwee was older.
Convention appearances, I believe.
Yeah. John Pertwee was 76, so he like outlived them by 9 years.
And
Mad.
Colin Baker is currently 77. Peter Davidson's about to hit his 70s. Sylvester McCoy is in his 70s. And
Yeah.
Paul fucking Eccleston's nearly 60. Eccleston, like...
Tom Baker's almost 90. I wouldn't have said Eccleston's in his 60 or near his 60. That's
6, man.
shocking.
Tennant was 37, I think. 36 when he got it, and 37 when Series 2 went out.
Oh, time works in mysterious ways. It really does. That's not just a hooligan saying that, but it really works in an odd way.
Ever.
Yeah, but even that's depressing because he's like nearly 20 years since that happened. Well, no, sorry, like 16. It's round enough to 20 years since all that's happened. Like, that's mad.
I mean, no, but yeah, I get what you mean. It's been about 12 years.
It's just...
That's near 20.
12? Oh, okay. No, I imagine 16. I couldn't count them. Yeah, alright, my bad.
Should we talk about...
But yes, it feels like a lot longer than 12 years.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Sorry, yeah. We'll talk about, I think, the stuff you said for Secret Invasion and that for next week, depending on how episode 6 of WandaVision goes.
The Secret Invasion of the Time Lords. The Time Lords.
You showed me that Keanu Reeves reportedly offered Craven the Hunter role in Spider-Man spin-off. Like, that would be... I think we both agreed.
A solo movie, yeah.
Yeah, and should we just talk about the Falcon Winter Soldier now? Because
absolutely.
Tom Holland insists that they're not bringing back Garfield and Maguire for Spider-Man 3, but with all the stuff...
Blasphemy!
Let's just leave that.
Blasphemy!
Let's leave that in.
I mean, he's taken inspiration. He's taken inspiration from Mark Ruffalo. I don't know. Blasphemy. That's all I'll say for now. I think he is lying. But anyway. Yeah, blasphemy, mate. Blasphemy.
Definitely blasphemy. Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer we got at the Super Bowl. We got a release date.
Yes.
Which is...
March the 19th. March 19th. Because WandaVision ends on March the 5th.
Oh, no. Yeah. 2 weeks after.
Yeah, because WandaVision ends on the 5th, then we have the 12th, which is nothing, and then we have the 19th.
Which is something.
Yes. Yeah, the 12th is just nothing. It's just going to be the week to calm down and like really sort of review the series as a whole, and then we'll start the 19th. It'll be bam.
Yeah, and
Marvel back for real.
We got a proper Marvel style poster. What did you think of the trailer?
Yes. I dug it. I wasn't when people were going on and on about it. I wasn't crazy. In fact, I am gonna because I've actually got it up as well recommended videos right now. I'm actually going to look at it, but obviously keep it muted for copyright purpose. But I mean, I'm excited now that I've seen the trailer. I'm more curious about it, but hopefully this doesn't, as we will talk about in WandaVision later on, hopefully it won't tie on to this rumoured multiverse-y stuff, and it will just continue the standalone story about Captain America's mythos and what will happen next regarding that role.
Yeah.
Because as we know from Endgame...
Because I
does.
Before that I'm less excited for it just because WandaVision was such a breath of fresh air to the Marvel formula, and this is like we're saying, it's back to what we know and love. And as long as it follows the same sort of style as Winter Soldier, I think it's going to be really good. We've debated, is there an arc that's going to go on between all the Disney Plus shows? We'll get into that when we talk more about the big spoiler at the end of episode 5 of WandaVision.
The big twist this week, the big twist.
I enjoy it. It's not a secret really that I enjoy Anthony Mackie as an actor. I just think his version of Falcon was the best used in Winter Soldier because he was an asset that needed to be used, and then just became almost like they angled it more for him to be like the roadie to Captain America, because so that when it comes to Civil War, that they you both sort of saw their standpoint and had friends backing them, kind of thing. And he just became a bit of a I do whatever Cap does, a bit of a kiss ass, which Rhodey never really did for Iron Man. Like Rhodey was there and his best friend, but would also point him out.
No, because even in the first film, yeah, exactly like you say, they were identities. They were two separate people with both different viewpoints. And like you say, they kind of clashed a little bit in the first one. Yeah, they were definite identities, whereas, as you pointed out, like, Falcon is a bit more of an arse kicker, like Robin to Batman. Like, he is his sidekick, but now, because of what happened in Endgame, he's now got to take up the mantle.
It'd be nice to see what he does on his own. We got to look at Daniel Bruhl returning as Zemo in the mask. We actually get the full purple mask.
I think I'm more excited about that. I think that's the aspect, for me, that's kind of got me intrigued the most, because as much as Daniel, I butchered his name, Daniel. I'll just call him Daniel. As much as Daniel was great in Civil War, it wasn't really the character, so to speak. It wasn't the full-on classic take. It was just a guy that was there to sort of tear up the Avengers. Spoiler, if anyone hasn't kept up the MCU, he kind of didn't. I mean, he certainly caused ruptures, and the MCU wasn't quite the same after Civil War.
He's the only villain that wins. He tears them apart.
Well, he did. And Thanos for the first half of his story, and then we know how that ends.
But he fractures to the point where they're apart, which allows Thanos to win, essentially. Because the Avengers aren't the Avengers by the time Thanos rolls around.
So if Civil War never happened, would Thanos have ever gotten to Infinity War? Like, if Civil War hadn't happened, essentially, do you think we would have gotten to Infinity War? So to speak.
I think he'd have come, but they'd have been better, because they wouldn't have been at a point in their lives when they weren't talking to each other and split into factions. Whoops. But yeah, I like Daniel Bruhl. Oh dear. Hold on for these short messages.
Hello, lad. Hello.
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 You here?
Can you hear me?
You're talking? Okay, now I can. Jesus. I don't know what happened there. You froze in a post, and I joined again, then you froze in another post, and I was like, oh no. I thought my internet was about to go down, but yeah. Sorry.
No worries. I like Daniel Bruhl and everything he brought to that, and what he did in Civil War. It'd be nice to see him go full Boo his villain. We got Sharon Carter as Agent 13. We've obviously got the thing of...
Yeah, which is cool.
They're still almost dueling with who's actually going to be Captain America.
Yeah, and it feels like a buddy cop. Not comedy, but the way they interact with... towards the end, we have a scene where they're both interrogated in chairs, and
they
have a staring contest.
Yeah. And it's really sort of...
Yeah, it's just... It's funny.
Yeah, they're almost stuck
It's a funny dynamic to it.
Not there. Like, they would be there because
it's like...
But now
he's essentially, it's the situation where you've got three groups of friends. They say, like, two's company, three's a crowd. Not trying to make it horrible or anything, but, like, when you have three groups of friends and you have one friend that introduces you to the other people. So say, I'm going to use me, you, and Matt as an example, right? So you and Matt are, like, I don't know, you and Bucky, and then I'm, like, your Falcon, and then you're gone from the situation for whatever reason, right? And then it's just left with me and Matt to run the show. It'd be that kind of situation, But it's that type of dynamic where it's that one where, I don't know. That's how I see it. It'd be like, a group of three. The one that introduces the other parties goes, so you're left with these two, and you're like, what do you do then? A little bit.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you don't want to make any videos with Matt.
Well, no, it's more. Well, no, it's he doesn't make videos with me. He's the one that's not here.
Don't worry about it.
That's the he's the one that's not here.
We're gonna look really stupid when he releases that Soul review.
Well, watch this space, Matt. Watch it. Sorry, Bucky. Sorry, Bucky.
We also got a nice sort of homage for almost like Far From Home, where you get that everywhere I go I see his face, and you got the monument of Iron Man, the big picture of Steve behind.
Steve.
I'm like I said, I'm intrigued because I know what the Disney Plus show can be. I hope it isn't just going to be what we think it is and subverts it a bit, because we were all, me and you were, we were excited about WandaVision because it was like, this is just going to be different, and it's been so different that it's been
so different.
Joy. But it's 6 episodes, right? 45 minutes to an hour.
This is definitely 6 episodes, longer than WandaVision. Whether or not we'll have like 10 minutes worth of credits at the scene, we'll have to just wait and see. But 6 episodes. They're meant to be longer, near enough to an hour, but action-packed, more traditional. If you're a fan of the films, you're definitely not going to complain about WandaVision. About this, sorry. It's not WandaVision. You're not going to complain about it.
And it would be nice to be a different flavour before we go into Loki afterwards, which would be then something else again entirely, like a sort of...
Which might be another different show. It might be another different... Loki is another really weird anomaly that I don't know how to make just yet. But again, that's the next one after the next
one. Yeah, all in all, we're excited. So should we get into WandaVision episode 5?
Oh, let's get into it, because once we do, we ain't going to come out the same people again.
If you haven't seen WandaVision episode 5, it's probably been ruined for you on Twitter. The reveal of who
I know.
Was ruined for me on Twitter about an hour and a half before.
I was actually.
Someone retweeted it one time, and it literally just to have you should stay away from the internet. I was literally just on it. I wasn't looking for it, and it just.
No. It just came up. Yeah.
But for how it did, it happened, and how I felt watching it was still. It would have been nice to have it been a complete surprise, but still, I got goosebumps.
What time did you watch it? Were you working that day? Because again, I was off that last Friday. I was off, so I've managed to sort of get up early and watch it.
I texted you as soon as I finished it.
Yeah, you did.
So like mid-afternoonish.
It weren't long after me, to be fair. It weren't long after. But I generally woke up, didn't touch my phone, and then I watched it. I was expecting kind of nothing like that, and then it just happened. And you're just. It's just mad. Amazing. It was a mad sequence. It was a mad sequence.
So we're in the 80s.
We are in the
80s.
The story continues.
Back in it, but we also then are at a point now where we're jumping in and out of it because we were back in the sitcom, but now knowing what we know from the last episode about what happened inside with Monica Rambeau, we also cut between her, Darcy and Wu, and then back in with Vision and Wanda. And the twins that aged themselves up. Yes.
They do.
So are they real? But is that her subconscious or making it look like?
But Agnes is in both scenes where it happened.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is she the one going bibbidi bobbidi boo, and then what are they? Is it her?
And she says.
No, she's in both scenes.
When Vision doesn't want her to hold the kids, then he basically, they have a thing, and then she just sort of stops and then turns to one who's like, do you want me to do that again?
Do you want me to take that again? Yeah, as if it was like an outtake. An outtake, yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's more going on here.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
And that was in the first 3 or 4 minutes. It was like, ooh, what's going on?
I like how it was just full screen. It wasn't 16:9. It was made to look like it was IMAX, but it was just like a full screen 80s sitcom.
Yeah.
With a really cheesy intro again. Yeah. It was really good. Baby Vision.
The intros are just getting better and better. He's forever a meme now. He is forever a meme. Yeah. Baby Vision was adorable.
They aged up twice. They went to 5 from babies when Agnes is trying to look after them, calm down, and then aged themselves up to 10 so they can have a dog. Cause, like,
Yeah, Sparky, which is another reference to the comic.
Yeah, so they get dog Sparky. Doesn't really end well for him in the end, but, you know.
No.
We get Vision becoming more aware of the situation, because we obviously saw him as an animated dead head, almost.
Clever man. Well, yeah. Jump scare. Yeah. Jump scare head.
So, is he alive, or is she just sort of Weekend at Bernie's animating him, but there's still a bit of Visionness in there that's sort of like, hang on a minute, what's going on? Because he can still use his powers.
100%, yeah. As we learn by the end, you can still, do stuff. It's just,
Like they talk about, like, in the real world in Sword, that, like, she's obviously displaying a lot more power than we knew before. And then Rambo talks about how, like, she would have taken down Thanos if he hadn't have, you know, rain fire. Like, she would have taken him down.
But Captain Marvel came pretty close, and Monica didn't like that line. So what does, there's weird tension.
I think she said
like, is that because
she left and has never seen her come back?
She wasn't there for the mother. She wasn't there for her mother when she died. But that's probably what it is.
There's a rumour that that's why she shaved her head in Endgame. Like, that's why she's got short hair, because obviously 2 years after the snap is then when she... because of her cancer treatment, maybe. And that's why, because it's growing back slowly.
Yeah.
A lot of fun things.
Well,
Darcy's great in it.
Sorry,
Karen.
Darcy is brilliant. I was going to say, so that's with the Captain Marvel shaving head thing. So maybe we'll find out in Captain Marvel 2. There might be a scene where it'll go back to during Endgame, where, like you say, she might have been there for when Maria passed away, but Monica wasn't anywhere near the situation. She just grew up thinking, oh, Captain Marvel left me, and maybe that could be it. You know, that might be a nice little future connection. So no, well observed, because I didn't even think of that.
Well, I'd be lying if I said it was completely my idea. I did see it on Twitter.
Well done, Twitter. That's the one thing I don't use.
Vision breaks away Norm from the mind control and speaks to him without influence.
Directly.
He's trying to find, he's trying to contact his sister because his dad's sick and he doesn't know how long he's been there.
Where am I? Where's my phone?
9 days before the start of episode 1 is when she broke into Sword's facility and stole Vision's body, and he had a will, and so she's breaking his wishes almost out of grief, or whether that's completely...
Or is she saving him?
Or has someone turned her thing and made her want to do that?
Do it.
But I don't know. So she's stolen what, because he didn't want his body to become a weapon, which is clearly what Sword are almost trying to do. So is it just they're both, in the wrong there? And there's still Vision in there, because he, as much as it's like his fucking Infinity War head with the fucking stone pulled out and all that, like, he's still able to think and feel and use his powers, and he's slowly uncovering something.
And like he points out later on in the episode, Wanda can't control him like she does everyone else. So for whatever reason, there's that effect. Yet you'd think Wanda is the one that brought Vision back to life. So you would think she could control him. So, like you say, there's definitely clearly another force at work. Regardless whether Wanda is part of it or she isn't, there's definitely another layer to something that's going on.
I like how she tries to interrupt him by rolling the credits. And he's like saying, I just hope like this. You were unaware of it at first, but then because I think she was completely unaware of it, but now she knows that there's something, and whether it's all down to her changing it. But she's like she says, like, you think I'm controlling every single thing? Like, I'm not. Like, I don't know what's going on here and how.
Do you really think?
He doesn't remember his.
Which again makes you think there's like two personalities.
I don't remember my life.
What is my life before, Wanda?
I'm scared. Like, he knows, like, he has bits sort of bleeding.
You do not make that decision for me, Wanda.
And he knows how they met, and it's just this part afterwards, after his death, essentially.
Yeah, that's just a blur.
Sparky the dog dies, and we get a sort of thing where the boys say you can bring him back. To which Catherine Hahn's character,
you can bring back the dead.
You can do that. But then she makes a point which maybe means that it's not necessarily Wanda, because she makes a point of saying, some things are just, they're the rules of life, like you can't...
Unavoidable.
Yeah.
She tries to humanise the situation.
So is it her that did that to Vision, or is there a spark in Vision that she's sort of clinging on to because she makes a point essentially of saying she can't bring people back from the dead, which then might play into the big reveal at the end.
Well, yes.
So you know, we talk about the boys like going through a lot, but you know, they don't. It's a bit weird to get a dog and bury him on the same day, even though they've essentially aged 10 years in one episode.
Which again doesn't. Agnes was there in both situations. She doesn't make a thing about because she's Agnes from the beginning of the episode. Being, you know, can we take it from the top? Like, she's clearly aware that things aren't normal. Episode 3, when she's talking to, I want to say it's Craig Robinson cutting the fence. Yeah. Like, she clearly knows something's up, and she don't want Vision to know what's going on, or the audience in general don't want to know what's going on because there's clearly again something else behind it.
Because Norm doesn't seem to, so maybe she's like a Monica Rambeau, like she's in there off her own will and she's an actual person instead of being like reset and under the influence of her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, she's definitely her own person. Yeah, you're right. She's like her own. Yeah.
So we get her. She doesn't know how this all started. Blah blah blah, and then there's a ring at the door. After like they have a heated argument, and you think, well, this is building towards something. So they could both be lying, but she doesn't know how it started, but is aware of it. She doesn't want Vision to know like what the real world's like outside. She almost gets struck down by a drone that Sword trying to shoot her down with, to which she has a very moment that I'll get into once we reveal the character that turns up at the end. But
right, okay,
I've got everything I want, leave my family and me alone, and then goes back into the barrier.
With her Sokovian accent.
Yeah, which I thought was weird. So does that make you think that maybe she's under mind control?
There's like two Wanders. There's like two Wanders. There's sitcom Wanda, but whether or not she's just playing us like the audience, she's just playing along with it, and she really is behind everything, or like you say, there's another force. That's all we can just keep going back to.
And then when she does the thing, when she just turns her energy around, and all the guns that point at her then point towards the director of Sword.
Which again is a reference from another film, which I won't get into because of the ending.
Yeah, we'll get into literally. I think we're both going to say the same sort of thing. There's a ring at the doorbell, and it is, and then we open the door, and then from the back we see some silver hair. Silver strands of hair. Yeah, slick back. Who did you think it was? Did you think it was Aaron Taylor-Johnson?
No, I had a blur. I generally was just like, I feel like I've seen this hair before, but I have no clue. And then, actually, I thought blue gear, and I was like, wait a minute. And as soon as I got, wait a minute, I then looked at the camera again, and you saw, look, can I say who it is, or do you want us to say it?
So, Vision says,
can I say it?
Wonder who is this, and we get a full-face view of...
Evan Peters from the fucking X-Men movies. Not our Quicksilver, but that Quicksilver.
The better Quicksilver on film.
The better one. Yeah, the better one. Yes, definitely the better one. The only one with character.
But also disservice because
every X-Men
film only gives him one scene and then just briefly takes him out of the fucking plot. But we'll do an X-Men recap when... I think that's due soon now because of...
We know what's going on. Mm-hmm. We know what's going on with this Quicksilver reveal. Yeah.
So definitely. Maybe one of our on social commentaries will watch New Mutants. Not meant to be terrible. Not meant to be completely shit. But yes,
I did my New.
We've got Fox. We've got Fox's Quicksilver.
Yeah, the better one.
What did you think of that?
I was just like, holy shit. I literally, I can't make it up. I legit was just, because it was just like, oh my god, the merger's happened. You know, this is like the first proper step of Fox and Marvel, like, under the same banner. Like, this is like the first, okay, whether or not it's real, who knows, we'll just have to play it out. But the weird thing is, the only thing I'd like to add, kind of, again, it's Wikipedia, so take it with a huge pinch of salt. But Evan Peters' filmography, it says WandaVision casting, right? Voice, 2 episodes. So whether or not it means we'll get him, say, this week's episode and then he buggers off, or say in episode 9, like, maybe, depending on how this new episode opens up, do you think it will continue directly from this cliffhanger, or would it just go straight to the 90s? Or I don't know.
I don't know.
You did send me a clip. Again, he had nothing to do with Quicksilver, though, didn't he?
He is in.
He's in episode 6. He's in that episode.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's the first major step in Emerge. Sort of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was rumoured, like lightly. It wasn't. It was sort of like floated around.
Every time you Google WandaVision, he would come up as the cast members. He was always kind of floating there.
He's going to be in it. Blah blah blah. Like linking back to her sort of saying like I can't bring things back from the dead. People saying is that subconsciously then her like missing him, but then just grabbing him from another universe? Is it whoever's having an overarching thing, whether it be Mephisto or someone just disguise themselves as him? Because apparently in the reflection, like behind, when you then switch from Evan Peters to Elizabeth Olsen in the mirror, apparently you can see his hand glowing red.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
I haven't seen it myself. I'll have to rewatch it just for that bit. But
so it's like a psycho projection. Taunted. Oh, okay.
Maybe that, but also
I'm gonna have to look at that again.
They don't know it's that version, and because all the stuff that's going on in her mind, she's just going because she takes a minute before accepting him as like Pietro, and he's actually now called Pietro instead of in the X-Men series. He was Peter Maximoff.
Yeah. So he's been like real retcon, but yeah. The fact that Darcy, like the sword agents in the real world, are watching this as well on the monitor, and the thing is, I've got to give praise to the writing again because they're just so fucking clever. But the one line, Pietro's been recast. Yeah. Like as soon as I heard that, I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Because that's like Jesus. Everyone else who's actually seen the X-Men movies is like, oh my god, it's happening.
Holy shit! Yeah, holy shit, it's happening. Yeah.
Like because Elizabeth Olsen was asked, I think it was in the Age of Ultron, like, what storylines would you like to do? And she was like, I'd love to do House of M.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube today.
I see them doing it.
Yeah.
Like, giving her 2 kids and they're not real. But I think we're getting more and more reverse House of M. She's going to bring the mutants in rather than reduce them down. Something is... She is being used to something, and maybe she's, like, bringing Vision in, calculate something. A lot of people have debated whether they're using his brain to calculate something, to maybe split the multiverse apart or whatever. But it was nice to see Evan Peters. It really was.
It's magical, really.
In X-Men, Days of Future Past and Apocalypse, he doesn't really get much to do because the film is busy trying to get him out of the way. Like Dark Phoenix, he saves the people in the ship, and then Phoenix like throws him into a house and he's on a stretcher, and then he's at the end.
He tries to have a scene, and then it kind of goes wrong for him, and then, like you say, he's at the end, so he really doesn't do anything. He
does that wicked scene in the fucking Pentagon, and then we got to leave home because he didn't solve the plot, and also Apocalypse breaks his leg in X-Men Apocalypse. It's like you win some, you lose some, but it's going to be nice if he then assumes the role. But also, I'd like us to get some closure with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's what I mean, and I just feel like because of the whole recast line.
Age of Ultron.
I know, and it would just be so sort of below the belt, if they just totally disregarded that and they totally brought Evan Peters in just to sort of fuck him off. Like they'd have to acknowledge it some way. Like even if we get a close-up shot of, we look at Evan Peters and then in the background, or like the face sort of blurs into Aaron Taylor, but then Rhonda has to let him go to realise that this is now the new Quicksilver. I don't know. Even if it's just like a half fading away shot or something, Yeah. I don't know. They've got to do something with that.
And that scene with the gun.
More than a voiceover.
I think we were both alluding to Magneto in X-Men 1.
Again, that didn't come to my head straight away. It didn't come to my head straight away, but then I saw people talk about it and it was like, oh my god, I knew I'd seen that before. Yeah. It's just another deliberate... another deliberate tease.
Yeah. For anyone sort of unaware of like what the situation is while we're talking about it, there's 2 different versions of Quicksilver. Basically, Marvel in the 90s, not as popular a brand as it is now. To say the least. They were going out of business. I think the late 80s to the mid 90s, and it was basically like Toy Biz and stuff like that, which sort of like helped them stay afloat. They sold off film rights to their major characters to other studios, so that's why Spider-Man went to Sony. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, and all the others that basically ended up in Netflix series to Fox. And then bit by bit they've been getting them back because obviously in the contract of selling like a character and that you have to work on it a certain amount of time to get it back. So they were getting stuff like Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Blade, all bits they get bit by bit. But obviously they negotiated with Sony to get Spider-Man in, set to co-production.
But even to slightly cut you off slightly, but even the WandaVision showrunner said recently, like, she wasn't allowed, I think it is a she, Jack Schaefer, she wasn't allowed to just use any character willy-nilly. I know Disney now own the majority of the block, but they can't just use whoever they like. They still have to negotiate. Like, Quicksilver, apparently, I read just before recording, was always part of the plan for WandaVision, but it wasn't an easy, simple, he can just come on set and film because he's technically ours. Like, it isn't still simple. It isn't a simple process by any means.
No, yeah, I get that. They negotiated with Spider-Man to get him in, and then it was mainly the Fantastic Four and the X-Men that they didn't have. And there's a grey area because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were announced to be introduced in Age of Ultron, the second Avengers movie, because they are primarily Avengers characters. But they're also X-Men characters because their dad is Magneto and they are mutants. So they sort of come to a compromise of like, they introduced roughly at the same time. It was 2014 for
X-Men
Past, and then 2015 for
Age of Ultron.
So roughly around the same time they were both sort of like getting involved in it, and they both liked each other's existence because it like enabled competition because they were so different versions of the same character. So they chose different aspects. Also, they kind of went, well, you focus on like Fox were like, well, you focus on Scarlet Witch because that's what they wanted to do because of that, and then like we'll have Quicksilver, so it's like you get one each essentially.
It was interesting that we didn't get a Fox Scarlet Witch.
Cool, yeah, but like
in hindsight,
in Days of Future Past because like he's got a sister, but it's not his twin.
Yeah,
but it's just a sister that he has at home, and so it's this the merging of that. So then that grey area, and then obviously Disney then buying out Fox, the majority of their Fox properties, meaning they now have the rights to every single Marvel character. Thus far, with the exception to they don't have sole outright thing of Spider-Man and his villains and that, but that's a whole video. That's another video for Connor to probably dissect when they
another debate.
I'm sure. But
hopefully,
so that's,
if we get to that.
So that's that. So seeing him, it was like because me and Lara have been watching it as well because we watched, like I said to you, we watched all the MCU films together. Started from Iron Man, did them all in release order because I said I can't be asked to stop before the end of Captain America and then watch another film and then come back to that. And
no, exactly, no bollocks.
We were excited to watch WandaVision. It's the first bit of new MCU that we've watched like together, not knowing what happens. And so she was like saw it and was like, I don't get it. Is that Quicksilver? I was like, it is, and then I explained all that and just said like he is the Fox one. To which she was like, does that mean I now have to watch X-Men? I was like, I mean, you can to get more out of it, but you're not missing out. But I think in terms of just because those characters are coming over, just so you have sort of an awareness of what they're like. Because like I said to her, you're about 50-50 for good X-Men movies compared to bad. It's about half and half at this point.
Yeah.
They used to be, I said they used
to be. If you're counting Deadpool or not, Deadpool or not.
Without Deadpool, it's more in swing of shit, but
let's be honest. Yeah.
So, it's nice. It's exciting. There's a leaked clip that he's supposedly in the direct next episode. Beyond that, whether he's just a recurring character while this sitcom continues to the end, and then if she comes out of the real world, is he just gonna? Or is he real? Or is
we then going to see Aaron Taylor Johnson? Oh, no.
Well, I have theory because Elizabeth Olsen said that WandaVision has a Luke Skywalker Mandalorian moment, which is a cameo that no one expected, and it was in the last episode. And
in the last episode,
that was only episode 5. We've still got 4 more, and as good as like I think if it had been Aaron Taylor Johnson, it would have been predictable because me and you were saying like Quicksilver is probably at least going to be mentioned or alluded to in this series. It's the only upcoming Marvel property where you can use him.
That's what we were saying all along. He has been mentioned, he has been referenced. If it was just one reference and that would have been it, I'd been like, that was pretty cool for us, but then that would have been it. But the fact that even earlier in this episode, he got mentioned again by the brothers and everything, and Wanda sits there and talks.
He's
Huh?
far
What?
away.
What?
Yeah, he's like, he's far away.
Yeah, he's far away.
Sad, so-
Yeah. Yes, yeah. So the fact that in that episode as well, it made me think they totally haven't forgotten this idea. So it can't be more than just a tease. Yeah.
But I don't.
Well, I was expecting this shit at the end, not now.
As I think it would have been like Taylor Johnson would have been sort of like borderline, like our expectations. It would be nice to see. Evan Peters like raised it a bit, but I still think if you're talking a Luke Skywalker cameo, spoilers for the end of
holy shit! Like,
no one was expecting that. Mark Hamill didn't fucking let slip any of that shit. That was happening.
No, I know
and
how they kept that under wraps.
For a year.
Yeah.
And like the next day, he was like, "Yeah, like it's insane that we managed to keep that, and thanks to everyone for not spoiling the ride and allowing everyone to enjoy it." I think there's one more in there. I think there's a bigger cameo.
It has to be
People
something else.
saying,
Yeah, I'm with you.
But that's, I think, too like we know
somewhat predictable. I think
because WandaVision is Doctor Strange too. So if it is,
it does.
Benedict Cumberbatch, then we'd sort of just be like, "Oh, this is just the tie into the movie."
Exactly.
And like this has been floated.
So who's your theory?
Is it Fassbender Magneto? Is that the route?
Well, yeah, part of me, deep down in my mind, I want it to be that. I don't see it happening personally, but part of me wants it to be that. Or both. Why can't we have both? Like a shot of both. I don't know.
Michael, where's my helmet?
Or we get like, if not Magneto, then we get Xavier. We get Charles at the outside waiting for him in the wheelchair or something with Cerebro. I don't know. But it's either one of those two for me. Like, Doctor Strange, I feel like, if not in the last episode, if not in the episode 8 ending, he has to somewhat appear just to get Wanda and Vision if he lives, and Quicksilver if they all live, from WandaVision to his film. And then after the credits, we'll get a text saying, WandaVision and Thingy will return in Doctor Strange. And then that's the job done. He doesn't really need to be in the show. He just needs to sort of get them from that show to his movie. But like you say, if it's someone like a Magneto, where it's kind of alluded to, like it is, as you've properly explained, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are brother and sister, Magneto being their dad, and although Fox and Marvel have kind of kept their word and did their own separate iterations of the characters, but if we, like you say, got emerging, I know, that's what I mean. If it's just Magneto, it'd just be a wow moment. It really would be. If it was just like, oh, Dad, and then the show ends, it'd be Dad.
If it's not Fassbender Magneto and it's a new cast, but I feel like if it's going to be a Luke Skywalker kind of cameo, it's going to be someone
like someone we know. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
I think as good as Evan Peters is, and as surprising as it was, like a oh shit moment, it's not a.
He can't carry that weight. Yeah, he hasn't got that weight. Yeah. No disrespect to Evan Peters, but yeah.
Let's be real. The Luke Skywalker of. Like if you're going to say that's still in it, would be like a Spider-Man level character. Like it's someone like that. It's a main fucking player. But for them to reintroduce like if we could get Fassbender in another X-Men movie, but it's written well.
Yeah. Like I said to you earlier in this podcast, I know slightly.
No one cares.
I know, like, no, I'm not going to go make a speech of promise, but, I said earlier, like, Nightmare / Mephisto might be a code name. Or, like, when they're writing scripts and stuff, they sort of give the, characters and certain elements, like, fake details, just in order for it not to be leaked and shit.
Yeah.
But a part of me does think, what if Nightmare, Mephisto, all this entity shit, or even get Michael Fassbender and he really is Mephisto behind the image of Magneto? I don't know, like, I just... What if Magneto is the threat? Because if we have Doctor Strange and WandaVision, Wanda doing their cosmic poses and their kind of swirly, and then we have Magneto using the fucking Force, and that would be a great film. If it's we would want to see that, surely. I don't, surely.
And that.
I mean, that makes money to me.
And that is the ultimate question. Who do you think is going to be the Luke Skywalker level cameo? Give us a comment down below what you think.
Yeah.
But that's about it for this week's episode. We're going to leave you with that lovely thing while we wait for Friday morning so we can watch episode 6 of WandaVision. Are you going to
hopefully get a few more details?
Because I know we're really...
We are loving it. We are
be
loving
sure
it.
to check out Connor's reviews on Doctor Who: The Dark Dimension. That's a playlist now. So episodes 1 to 3. Episode 3 came out
lovely.
Today in recording, the 10th. We date this. His last part for part 4, which releases Saturday, we're just gonna next Wednesday, the last one, and then
yes.
You're gonna do like an overall one after that, just like so this is the whole story. What did I think?
Possibly.
Of it? Yeah.
I can talk about it properly. Yeah, I can talk about it properly. Yeah. Please. If I get enough, if we get more subscribers, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Speaking of more subscribers, obviously we hit 200 the last couple of weeks, so we're doing a giveaway. Check out the Pasty Sheep Instagram and Facebook for that, just because there's not enough characters on Twitter for us to write the whole thing. But there is links to that. We're giving away a £50 voucher of your choice for either Xbox or PlayStation. But if we get 300 subscribers before the winner is announced on Friday the 19th of February, we will double it to £100.
Oh.
So,
what
what you have to do is like the post announcing the competition. Comment 3 friends. 3 or 5. One of those. Read the thing. Comment friends. Tag them in the comments. Put it in your story, and then we'll put you onto the spinny wheel of justice for the Friday the 19th announcement of the winner. That would be a lot of fun. Connor, get some friends involved in it because you have many friends and chums. Just show them the post.
No, sure, I will do. Sure, I'll give them free credit. Yeah, sure. I'll get them involved.
In the meantime, it's been a pleasure as always, Connor, to talk to you about.
No, it's been a pleasure as well, George.
Yes,
now that they're canon, we can. Now that they're canon, we can.
Same again next week, mate. If you want to get in contact with us throughout the week, you can follow us at Pasty Sheep across all social media platforms. If you want to send us questions or anything you want to talk about, we'd like some questions this year. We haven't had one yet. You can email us.
No. At nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com. Quicksilver theories, please. In the comments, something. Go for something regarding Quicksilver. I don't know.
Quicksilver stuff.
He's a hot topic.
Give him some Quicksilver stuff.
Yeah, please.
Please. Watch out for any more of Connor's videos that will be coming out. Matt said he's going to release the review hopefully this Friday.
Fingers crossed, Matt. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, anything else you want to see, please don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share, as Connor says very professionally in his videos, which is a lot better than me because he actually wraps it off better. Maybe go on, you do your thing when you get people to comment and subscribe. So
right, guys, enough of the spiel, yeah? We're almost at 300. Every day, right? We're at 228, then we lose 2. We gain some, we lose some, okay? There's enough of this. Enough of this crap, okay? We need to get to 300. If you want £100 worth of content for your Xbox, for your PlayStation, all you got to do is press one little button. In fact, if Matt or whoever edits these videos can put a little red subscribe button, just press the button and it'll make your day. It'll make our day. Quicksilver will come to your house and give you the giveaway items themselves. Just, please. The support's been unreal lately with 2021 New Year and all that. I'm slowly getting around to making new content like we all keep saying. So, just keep making our day. Make yourselves better, Just please get us to at least, 500 budging. Sod it. Get us to 500 budging. Please.
Yeah.
Make this year be the year that we should have had last year for everyone. Please.
Well said.
Subscribe. Make our day. Make our day. And for now, you lovely chums and fellows, you can stay pasty.
See you guys next week. Thank you very much. We'll see you.